But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can take your foot off the gas. So let's see how they do here.
Yeah, they're trying to aim for an even better regular season record for this season. We're on Demon Days. It's a timeless creator and hotshot starting. Taking a look at the starting awakenings, I guess. How are you feeling?
I'm not surprised whatsoever. You've got three like big damage dealers on one side, but that score is likely saying, hey, if we just score fast enough, we don't need to worry about that. And Hungry Boy made very quick use of what they had there. Get those goals, get those barriers open, excuse me. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to like make this fast and not let those hot shots really matter too much.
Yeah, and Bell's taking so much damage. Got blown up in the first point. The same can be said about this one. The creator comes out, but it doesn't help him survive any longer. And speaking of, it's Demon Days, right? It is the map where the big finish from the Fini is so effective. And we're seeing the effects right here. So much control on the side of Return to Form. They're looking like they want to guarantee themselves no tiebreakers as they make their way into playoffs. Not that this match can guarantee it really, but it can definitely help their chances.
Yeah, and you can see like there's already a lot being thrown out there. If the Oni's blade goes out, manages to get past those defenders, two defenders, pretty much even it up. You can see that there's already been like a lot of cooldowns that are thrown out. You can see how bloody these teams are already getting. So that kind of like tells you that this one's going to be real fast, real furious in general. They are shooting at each other. It is already brutal, and this is only point 0.3.
Yep, we'll see how it goes here, as they already have another KO, another power play, but the health bars are looking low. Leo Leon, though, healing up so much. That's the power of the Van Brace here. Good gear pickup on this Demon Deus map that is so violent. Vaughn low, but still pushing forward onto the offense. And once again, it's one barrier down on each side. A big opportunity for Bells, who has the flip available. We'll have to be very careful with it.
Yeah, they have to watch it, and they have to like be careful again, though. Like you said, it is flip on their side, and this was their chance to attack. Although Bell's nearly getting taken out there. Leo Leon, Moth and Curry, I think did that with a strike shot.
Yeah, well played. But they need to convert this power play into the barrier, into the goal. We saw in the previous match, power plays don't immediately mean that you have the advantage, especially if the goalie's locking it down, and the power play's reversed now, as Vaughn's also staying very healthy. And Return to Form, they're taking so much damage here. The sweet spot crater, Leo Leon brought low as well, but there's a Thunderstruck forcing out the elusive from Moffin. Vaughn creates space, and Bells finds the goal.
That was a very nice like attack there, and you can see already they have two flips ready to go. Does Hungry like Nephew, so they have plenty in the tank to kind of like seal this one off, and hopefully Return to Form can get something going on their offense. I mean, it's been brutal, but they just haven't been able to kind of convert this offense into proper scoring possibilities yet, and that's something they're going to have to find out really fast, or else this is going to get out of hand for them by, I would say, like the next draft.
Right now, though, they're finding the power play at the very least. The big finish is helping a ton, but Vaughn with a strike war gets it out of the corner. Leo Leon pushing forward. Hungry Boy with the passing play, but the top spin interrupted by a good strike from Vaughn. Leo with the pull back, not quite enough. The defensive core of Hungry Like Nephew converting into a goal on the other end, a goal barrier at the very least, and Vaughn takes another, and this could be the set win for Hungry Like Nephew. They were so far behind in the early part of this point, but Bells is somehow staying alive, and Moffin's in a corner. There's the hit stun from Dioni's blade, and there's the set for Hungry Like Nephew.
Yeah, I'm not surprised there. Already we're seeing like some major differences in the offensive pushes between Hungry Like Nephew and Return to Form, and that's simply that Hungry Like Nephew can find the gaps and like finish these points off. They can push through, and they are quickly rewarded for that. Like Luna getting extra special, that's going to be a lot of energy denial, just being able to throw out those crater makers so fast, and that's just going to be a whole lot more issues for the opposing team. That it's just going to cause like a whole lot more trouble and cause them to not be able to get that offense started as fast.
Yep. We'll see what happens here. Right now, my eyes are on one particular awakening in this game. It's that adrenaline rush from Vaughn. Maybe the KOs can be turned around here because Return to Form have been the team getting more of the power plays, but it's been very close, right? Damage has been traded pretty evenly. But right now, Return to Form with help of the big finish and Leo Leon setting up in the corner are going to create a quick goal.
Okay, so that was good. That is more of the kind of like the goals, the points that they want for sure. And if they can use like the new awakenings to kind of like get that, especially I like the specialized training on the other side of things. Honestly, on the side of Return to Form, I feel like that could help kind of like secure a couple of goals or like cut off some angles. But again, it has to be something that they can kind of like survive to do.
Yeah, right now Bell's looking for a flick, looking for a strike war, not quite. Moffin, a bit of a strike war machine at the moment. Every single series they play, while Vaughn incredibly low on the other side. They got to be careful here. Leo Leon and Bells, two brawlers, taking a lot of damage, and of course the Kazan. When you think about KO confirms it is that character here. As once again, a Return to Form. They got a power play, but the question is, can they find a barrier? Can they find the goal? And the answer so far is a bit of a no as the respawn comes in.
Yeah, that's just been kind of like the issue so far this whole time. Do they have offense? Yes, but again, they just cannot seem to like finish. And on the other hand, Hungry Like Nephew, absolutely. They find any kind of gap, any kind of momentum, and they grab at it. But it does seem like Return to Form finding an opportunity here. They do have goal open, and they are trying to kind of figure out a way to get past this defense. Had to kind of like double up on it for a little bit with their member down, but this is a good opportunity for them to try and get a little bit of a lead here, but it's hard for them. It's just going to be like hard for them if they can't like close out.
There's a flip available. Leo Leon doesn't even need it. Threading the needle. 7-10 split, as you would say. 2-0 in the favor of Return to Form. They're finding a little bit of, I guess, scoring ability in this set, but it's still a little scary, right? The points are stretching out way too long.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I was about to say, I would say they're starting to find their groove, but again, that's only just starting. You can see like this damage that has been rolling out for them. They are having a hard time surviving and like, again, like you said, like getting these points done quickly because all of that damage that just keeps getting thrown out. And then there's the fact that they just have a hard time finishing, and that allows Hungry Like Nephew all the time in the world to kind of like find an opening and collapse in on the goal, which they have been, you know, like shot for shot been much more successful at.
Right now, Moffin and Hungry Boy continuing to hold the core. The big finish used defensively, not what you like to see, but it's necessary here as Leo Leon hook strike, barrier taken, Hungry Boy setting up, and Vaughn flicks away the Supernova, but that's way too many abilities in the bottom corner. A flip for good measure as Return to Form secure the point before overtime and head a little bit more confidently into the next draft here with Hungry Boy in first pick.
Yeah, very nice for them. Honestly, I really sort of like that last point, especially just because of how aggressive that they were, and they were getting those KOs, and they were making good use of them. Like, yeah, that prize fighter with how they have been getting these KOs, this is going to help them be able to finish a lot more of these points a little bit earlier and actually be able to like use those power plays to maximum effect. Everything I'm seeing off of Return to Form is going to point to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Or Replicator might help the energy economy of Hungry Like Nephew a little bit, but the rest of the picks are looking scary. Vaughn pick at the prime time is good, right? Additional utility, additional stopping of the regen, additional damage in the end. But right now, it's not going to be easy, especially against that big finish of Moffin, who has been so accurate with that ability.
Yeah, and they're already like... I was about to say they're already looking to get KOs, but it seems like Hungry Like Nephew already looking to get the score. They're saying, hey, you can hurt us all you want, but if we get the score first, then y'all ain't winning.
Yeah, perfectly coordinated. A bit of a mirror of the previous point from Return to Form in the last set. And right now, Leo Leon and Hungry Boy, though, they're taking a lot of damage. Even though they're the ones getting the barrier first, they're taking a lot of damage, Hungry Boy in particular, and Leo Leon, of course, in the mix, healing up. Moffin, also vulnerable. Both goalies can dish out the damage, but have a little bit of a struggle when being hit as Vaughn tries a creative Supernova angle to get around everything. There's a stun. There's Bells maintaining possession, and Hungry Like Nephew keep on the offense just a little bit, but Leo Leon finds a KO, and this power play is going to be a bit scary.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity for Return to Form, see if they can get something out of this. They've been having some issues with it, but they've been finding success regardless. A little bit of a mishook there. I respect the vision, just a little bit out of range there. So, yeah, Return to Form seem to have an idea of what they want to do now, and they are definitely doing their best to making it work.
Yeah, that was a brilliant survival from Vaughn, and now healthy once again. This Supernova, but what timing from the flip. Gets it away from the Supernova just in time. There's the trade KO from Moffin, preventing the power play from Hungry Like Nephew. That means one less player on defense, only the vulnerable Vice and Luna that rely on their secondaries to get things done. Vaughn just waiting for the respawn. A sending it forward, but the Hungry Boy respawn has come in as well around the world, but A catches it on the other end. Bell's in position. Leo Leon looking for some kind of strike, the Hungry Boy, but right now it's the glitch pop that catches Vaughn off guard. It's 1-1 and all even across the board.
Very nice hustle on the side of Return to Form. Very nice glitch pop. That angle was fantastic. Vaughn just not in the right place to get it, and right now this is looking like it's always been a slugfest, but we're starting to see a bit more tactical ideas come out of them. Not that there hasn't been any, but it seems like both of them are starting to kind of like get a little bit used to just how much pain the other team can dish out, and they're just trying to like play around it as best they can now.
Yeah, right now it's Hungry Boy again interrupting A, but A finding the barrier nonetheless, and now it's a big opportunity with the boost. Body blocked once again, but Moffin displaced across the entire map. Gets back in time thanks to the Finny speed, but Vaughn has so many primaries here. Primary, hot shot, prime time, so much uptime on that power chord, but not enough to keep the barriers up. Still has a flip, but needs to be careful on this defense.
Yeah, it needs to be very careful. Leo Leon right there menacing. It's Kazan very good with being able to redirect the core, but they do manage to get it like out of their territory for a little bit. Return to Form looking pretty good on offense with Aya looking low. It's just got to be something that, again, like Return to Form, watches out for that flip and be ready to like counter stuff it.
But Vaughn, just infinite primaries, it feels like. No rapid fire, but you know, primetime hotshot is basically forever. And a lot of damage being pumped out. Once again, a little bit off target. Hungry Boy with the flip available. Sent it around, but Leo Leon perfectly covers the cross clear from Vaughn. That's a big point for Return to Form. It was very methodical at the end, and now they're 1 point away from a sizable lead.
Yeah, Leo Leon has been in the thick of it for a lot of this and been taken very low fairly constantly, but still been gritting it out, and that kind of stick-to-itiveness, although I hate that word, is just very paramount in this kind of like play situation. That they really need this. Return to Form needs this a lot more than Hungry Like Nephew, and they need to play like it. And so far, they do seem to be playing like it.
Yeah, Leo Leon ever persistent in the enemy side. There's a power play for Hungry Like Nephew, but you wouldn't think it with the snipes that Moffin is getting on the other end of the core, and a perfect big finish to deny even a single barrier from being taken by Hungry Like Nephew, and Vaughn can't reach it in time. Leo Leon, another brilliant point, and that was all Moffin.
Yeah, that was just very, very good on their part. Moffin with the shot. Leo Leon taking MVP, however, and some interesting things on deck for them, although I personally do not like this draft order for Return to Form.
Yeah, I gotta agree. This Zentaro is guaranteed something good, and same with the Vice. 2 in a row is always a bad sign, and Deadeye Super Surge is so much power on Hungry Like Nephew. But on the bright side, the Fini gets Monumentalist, right? No creation characters on Hungry Like Nephew means that is pretty much undeniable, and that big finish is going to be a menace on Demon Dais.
Yeah, for absolutely sure. Return to Form did not get anything good by any means, like we just said. However, I do feel that it was kind of a not the absolute best draft that Hungry Like Nephew could have gotten, which is a shame. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it all plays out. I do think that Return to Form mostly got what they can use to kind of like lock this one down if they keep playing like they have.
Yep. Bells with the flick, trying to buy some time. A alone in the net. The Crater trying to help out, but not quite enough. Return to form, looking confident. Once again, 2 points away from taking this first game here. And to correct myself from earlier, a win here for Return to Form guarantees them into playoffs. 5th place, no tiebreakers, I believe.
Right, so yeah, all the more reason for Return to Form to be playing like they are, to like fight as hard as possible and hopefully cause a bit of chaos in the rankings, much like that KO. This has kind of like been the story of the entire game, really. They can get these KOs, they can try and get something started, but it's been much more difficult than I guess they would prefer to kind of take advantage of those.
Leon now walking back to the core, finding a barrier with the strike away. The hook, finding the next one. It's Return to Form looking so confident in this game as Moffin takes a big chunk of damage, but I don't think that'll be an obstacle. But that barrier take might be A around the back, finding a passing play to Bells, who was hit stunned immediately, and Leon blocking the potential pass attempt afterwards. And now Bells in position, but there's the curvature from Moffin Koei on the bottom end. The sound waves 2-0 now. What a brilliant point.
That was a beautiful angle. Just managed to catch those sound waves and kind of just gently glide the core on in. Was not expecting that, but I mean, this is Damon Dais. You kind of have to expect it at some level. Got to be prepared for those. And Moffin Koei has been doing like pretty solid on the defense, I would say. I mean, trying to at the very least, and allowing them to set up those plays too. Beautiful pass between Hungry Boy, set up Leon, slots it up in the top corner. Just very nice coordination there for that win. Beautiful.
Yeah, at the start it was a little shaky from Return to Form, but they settled into form and they looked unstoppable on the offense. They turned the damage right around and they really made their power play stick.
Yeah, it took them a little bit to manage to do so, but they did. They did end up taking advantage of the power plays. They did end up being able to use that aggression and make something of them. So they just need to keep playing like this. And like you said, if they manage to take it over Hungry Like Nephew, then they will be not quite sitting pretty, but they will be much more comfortable than they are now.
That was a pretty good game, P-Flare, but next map is, I believe, Inky Splash Zone, so that's going to be quite interesting. Any predictions heading forward into that one?
I do have a bit of a funny one, actually, because of the way these two have played like this first game. I would not be surprised at all if at least 2 people got utterly blasted by the water cannons. Like, those can be such a swing mechanism. It's almost not funny, but it is very funny. At least if you're a spectator, it's extremely funny. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if at least 2 people got hit.
Yeah, and even more interestingly, Return to Form, they're picking red side for this Inky's match. That's not what people usually do. I feel like. Yeah, well, we'll see though.
Think they got something that they know that we don't?
I guess red side sorta helps them out in terms of they can just leave Moffin as last pick perhaps and flex around the goalie picks. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we will have to see. Not common, like you said.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The starting awakenings could also warp the match in quite a large way as well.
True.
Definitely core speed is an interesting one, right? Return to form.
Yeah.
When core speed is part of the picture, they seem like they're a lot stronger. I think Moffin's goalie pool is very suited against core speed and creating core speed as well.
No, you're right. With honestly all the characters that Return to Form play is kind of like you said, they're very good at taking that core speed and converting it into very, very fast and hard to react to, like passing and scoring opportunities. So that could be something they can try. They kind of actually did a lot of that in the last game, and I feel like with how Inky's works, they could do that in this game as well.
Yeah, that's definitely the case here. We're gonna get the Awakenings and the draft very, very soon, so you can take a look at that in around 2 seconds from now, and then you'll be able to have a little bit more of an opinion. But here it is. Oh my God,
Oh,
it's spec training heavy impact.
oh boy, that is okay. That is some awakenings. There is no possible way they let Vice through.
It's Inky, so it's not impossible that they let it through. It's likely going to be banned, but it's definitely not out of the picture here.
We're gonna see. According to this, Zentaro's gone. Completely understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. That means Vice is ready for picking, but it does feel like it's a little bit kind of bait in the first pick slot, right? You're
Ah,
kind of like locking in your entire game plan there, and I feel like that Estelle being picked is interesting. That's almost certainly for A, but it could be a goalie pick. But yeah, this is weird.
I mean, it's Inky's. Common sense kind of goes out the window when you go here, it feels like. So I'm still surprised, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. There's my girl. There's Luna. I'm always happy to see her, but especially not that I'm not surprised with this particular start, honestly, as well as the Kazan.
Yeah, the Kazan, it's returned to form, right? That could be brawler, that could be goalie. It really could go either way here, and it gives them a lot of flexibility in adapting to whatever Hungry Like Nephew is cooking up. But that Drakkar and maybe a Vice. No, it's gonna be the Rune. Oh my,
Hmm.
that's most likely gonna be A on Rune and Estelle goalie, I believe. That's a very interesting Inky's comp, but can't say I'm unhappy about that.
Yeah, I no, I can actually see the vision here. Uh, it's scary. I mean, especially with this awakening start, it's very scary if they get rolling. I feel like this is very much a snowball comp, like snowball, snowball.
Oh, and we won't know who is who until everything is locked in the video game because the brawler and goalie positions are looking quite flexible in this one.
Yeah, Rasmus to finish it off. I mean, I'm not surprised just because Rasmus is good. I feel like Rasmus is just you pick him on any map in just about any situation, and he'll have some utility.
Yep. Right, just waiting for a little bit here. We'll see what happens.
What awakening do you figure that the Drakkar is going to get?
Heavy impact for sure.
Heavy
Like
impact?
it is such a big benefit.
I kind of figured. I was just wondering if maybe there was like some hidden tech with the specialist training.
Yeah. It does give you a lot of core speed. Not as much as Hotshot, of course, but it does give you a good chunk of core speed on it, and of course the damage as well. But heavy impact cooldown reduction plus damage on primary, just so important. Knockback as well for the KOs. We'll see though. We'll see how it goes here. My eyes are on that Rune as a character that can really impact this match if it all goes to plan. But if it doesn't, then we could see another Moffin Koei amazing performance that guarantees RTF playoffs.
Yeah, we are absolutely going to have to see as we get in the game here. I am very curious to see what the opening awakening spread is going to be. I also would not be surprised to see, like you kind of said, siphoning one, maybe Van Braces pop up.
Yeah, that could definitely be the case here. Lot of damage, of course, but it's a more open map, so
Yeah.
maybe not.
Yep. According to this, we do see one Van Brace come up. Leo Leon decided to opt for that. Also opt for the specialized training. In fact, the entire team of Hungry Like Nephew opts for the specialized training, whereas the entire team of Return to Form opt for heavy impact. So big battle differences here as we start off.
Wait, really? The entire team?
Yeah.
Even A?
Yeah. All of them got heavy impact.
Oh, and or heavy impact. Oh, I thought you meant spec training. Okay.
No,
that's
heavy.
normal.
No, I said heavy impact, dog.
Okay, that's normal. I thought you said all of them went spec training, and I was scared. But right now, the water cannon's doing its work, doing its magic here. And, well, Hungry Boy on the Luna. We'll have to see if they can find some snipe plays with this boost.
Yeah, that's going to have to be the definite case here. I mean, Muffin in the net, that's going to be fun to see. Maybe try and like snatch a core up for like a good transitional play there. I think that would be something good for them, something that Return to Form is going to have to be careful of. But if Bell's going to be shooting like that, then hey, all's good.
Yeah, fantastic dribbling play coming out from Bells. On the other end, the spec training. High reward if they can find a hook into the water cannon, if they can find a big crater. But those scenarios are few and far between. Leon, though, dealing the damage, looking a little bit like old Kazan here as A takes a big chunk. But still staying alive, and Vaughn on the Rune goalie. I predicted it would be the Estelle goalie, but instead it's Vaughn on the Rune. Right now, though, banishing Leon. Dangerous spot to be in. A lot of damage onto A as Leo stays alive, looking for the KO. Not quite enough here. The defense comes through and the power play starts for Return to Form as Hungry Boys built up a lot of meter as well. Looking for a passing play, perhaps with Vaughn reads the cross shot, but Leo will pull it back, find a shot to the bottom side, and that's an even game.
Yeah, Hungry Like Nephew just not able to kind of survive that power play. They held out for a while there, I will give them that, but Return to Form just a little bit too much there. So they are tied up, and they are looking for a way to kind of like break free of this. They want to, like we were saying, like Return to Form has a lot riding on this, and so they've got to figure out a way to try and get into the lead and basically get these points early before the drafts start happening and before the other team has a chance to scale, and that was nearly disastrous.
Nearly, but not quite enough. A now in position, the water cannon approaching. Oh, perfect dribble by Muffin! Incredible defense by Muffin right now, and Leon comes back to help as well. The snipe from A not going to be enough in Return to Form. Get out of danger. Just another brilliant montage moment, but Bells with the heavy impact lock and load. Another power play for Hungry Like Nephew, and this time they're looking to secure it. Bells gets ahead of the play, denies the strike war entirely, and it's 2-1 in Hug's favor.
Yeah, that was just a rough one, but they did manage to just push that out through. Hungry Like Nephew looked, honestly, very calm and confident for that point, and look at that, was able to just like dodge the attempt there by Hungry Boy to try and like get an early cheeky kill, which to be fair, I feel like at this point they need to go for, and that's a good one right there as the power play starts for Return to Form. They're going to need to absolutely take advantage of this as fast as possible.
Yeah. Who's hungrier, the boy or the nephew? Right now it's the boy. It's 2-2, advancing into point 5 RTF. And they're looking pretty good here, I think. The meter is low on everyone. But honestly, I think exploiting low meter is easier for Return to Form to do.
No, I definitely agree. Just because, like, here's the thing. Return to Form has a lot, I feel like has a good amount of, we said that earlier, core control and being able to, like, redirect the core. And being able to, like, do that when the other team is low on meter is bound to result in some real good score opportunities. Very nice shot there.
Yeah, they get it past everybody. They build a power play and slot it in outside of Vaughn's range. Return to Form. This first set wasn't looking too great for them, but they get it done.
Yeah, Return to Form looking very much in form as they go into this draft. And off rip, Deadeye Luna, I will never not want that, although there are excuses for other ones, but no, we're going Deadeye. We love Deadeye.
You don't need to hold yourself back. There's no excuses.
I know, I love Deadeye. I love Deadeye. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, but
just 2 missiles kill you.
On the other end of the draft, though, it's not all doom and gloom for Hungry like NEPHEW. They pick up a scary trio of awakenings: Primetime Rune, Explosive Entrance Drakkar, and Fighter Flight Estelle. That's just a normal. That would be a winning draft in another world, I think. So.
No, yeah.
But Moffin Koei is on a Pauldron's goalie, gets the team player. It happens every time.
Yeah, unsurprising, and we are going to see which teams can like really make use of these drafts. If you were talking about like scary things on the side of Hungry like NEPHEW, I really am fretting about like that primetime rune. That just frightens me in general.
Yeah, but right now they use the water cannon right. They might not even have to interact with the rune, but no, okay. Well, the pillar lasts for way too long. Hungry Boy trying to thread the needle. Same can be said about Leo Leon, but Bells taking advantage. Heavy impact, explosive entrance, more knockback than ever before. Continuing to put on the pressure on these sides, and Vaughn with the prime time, a lot of uptime on the pillars. But so far, this barrier not found. Moffin not under a lot of pressure so far.
No, Moffin's been able to kind of like chill out, make these nice casual clears. Hungry Boys doing their best to keep it up top. Leo Leon trying to wait in the wings for like a good opportunity scoring play, but nice interception by there. They do get it open, but Leo Leon does manage to receive the shot and slot it in the top corner. That core suddenly went very fast. Overtime is no joke, people. Got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll see if that continues. But yeah, overtime, return to form, just turn into absolute monsters here. Of course, the Rune has a lot of reach, but when the core speed's that fast, Rune's not the easiest character. As a ton of damage onto Bell's crater to the opposite side of the map, not quite KO'd, but Hungry Boy will pick it up in the end, dodge away from the banish as well, and this is a big power play for return to form here.
Yeah, big power play. They've got to do something to make advantage of it, though. That pillar burnt a lot of time on that upside. They do manage to get the barrier, however. This is an opportunity for them. They are one ahead. They could make it two, give themselves a little bit of a... They've already got a nice cushion, but they could extend it here if they manage to get this goal through.
Yeah, Hungry Boy to the bottom side, taking it all the way around, but Vaughn wins the strike war right afterwards. Bell's in position to push forward, but no, the defense is looking scary. 4 more seconds on the respawn. Leo Leon with flip available. And Leo, that knockback was ridiculous, but it's not going to be enough if Leo uses a flip. Flips Vaughn right into the side wall. Another KO, another casualty, another goal for return to form.
Wow, that was a brutal point. Leo Leon just with the push. Hungry Boy says, I can do that too. Pop, missile to the face, and then there was one. And now, return to form looking very, very nice here as they are trying to wrap this set up.
Yep, definitely possible. A taking a big chunk of damage, but A getting in the midst of it all. Can't fake out Moffin Koei too easily, though. Quite possibly the best striker to do it in terms of the strike button at the very least. Continuing to defend this barrier. Leo Leon pushing on the other end, and with this Vambrace so healthy, but you gotta watch out for Bells. The ult shotgun is a very dangerous tool when Bells has so much knockback, and so far it's paying dividends.
Yeah, 100%. Bells is just frightening to have to deal with at any given time, I would say. And Vaughn doing a very good job with those pillars. I'm gonna say that as well. Like, just that primetime alone has been causing so much grief for the side of return to form. They've been managing to push through it, but it's something that they still need to keep in mind, because if they give an opportunity, Bells will be right there to take advantage.
Yep, Vaughn on the other end. Bells sending it to the top side and finding a KO. A big power play potential, but the team player core speed is making it way more difficult than it has to be. Moffin to the other end, the respawn already completely stalled out, and that's the power of return to form right here. But Bells, what a strike to get it around, but the flip doesn't connect, and now Hungry Boy has so much room to play with the water cannon, not viable at this state of the play, but Vaughn will find the save somehow. The water cannon activated to the top side, but return to form continuing to put on a defensive masterclass here. Bells in position, but the bounce is so strange around the world, but the water cannon favors RTF. Not finding a good play off of it, and the banish is perfect from Vaughn. Hungry Boy looking low, but dashing away to safety. And there's the crater to take out Bells. It's a chaotic point, but return to form. No! What a snipe by A at the perfect moment to keep the set going.
That was crazy. The snipe by A managing to get around Hungry Boy, not able to get it. Muffin Curry though still has a flip, still has an opportunity to like kind of break this one completely, or at the very least like shut it down for this set. They just had they had it. They went ahead and used it trying to get that barrier down. So now it is now it's Hungry Like Nephews who have the flip advantage here, and I would not be surprised if they are really looking to take advantage of that fast.
Yeah, wow, Hungry Boy getting it away for now, and there's a big barrier take, a chance to go up 2 sets for return to form, and Leo Leon catches Vaughn out at the worst possible moment for Hug. That's another set, and Leo Leon's continuing to get it done.
Yeah, for sure. Leo Leon proving themselves a bit of a standout for this game, for this match, and they've got a lot to play with here. I wouldn't be surprised if they get themselves a little bit of size, or, yeah, there we go. They went ahead for the recovery drone. Completely understandable. Adrenaline rush on Rune.
Yeah, well, you gotta take it away, right? If it goes on Luna, it would be devastating with a Spec Training Deadeye combination. But Bokup's still a very scary awakening, and more sides on Muffin as well. Return to form, gonna be pretty happy about this one.
Yeah, 100%. This was pretty much all return to form. I mean, Bell's getting them stacks on stacks, and speed is always good, but with the way return to form's been playing, it's a bit of a question on quite how much that matters, though. Like, again, Bells has kind of like been a standout. Bells, never mind. Bells stand out to the water cannon, gets blown away. That's one, and they are in a power play or return to form. Very, very scary situation for Hug here.
Yeah, very scary, but they find the barrier on the other end. Maybe a chance to get it done. Muffin on the other end. There's a power play though, and Hungry Boy water cannon touches, but only knocked back a little bit. Passing play to the top side of the pillar, not disappearing in time. And once again, you got to be careful around the wall where you're vulnerable. But Bells now calmly dribbling forward, calmly shotgunning it. Not quite enough to get past Muffin. It goes to the other end, and the pillar not stopping the core either. A looking for an opening. Hungry Boy looking for a boost. Not quite as it goes to the top side, and now Bell slowly walking forward. Muffin, though, has so many tools to get it away, and now the team player is activated. It's overtime.
Yeah, this score is going to be screaming, and you can already see there's like they do manage to take advantage of it for once. I was about to say you can see how it's hard for Hungry Like Nephew to keep control of the court, but Bell shut me up real fast. They said like, no, I've got this. I've been doing this for a while. I got this. So Hungry Like Nephew taking the early lead, although the first barrier goes down on their side. Watch out for that water cannon. It's going to be coming up, but things have been speeding up in general. Game pace has been moving at a very nice clip here, so keep an eye out.
Definitely going to do that as a big banish. But Vaughn is in Narnia right now, forced to use a secondary, forced to go to the other side of the world, and Hungry Boy will take advantage, return to form 2 goals away.
Yeah, return to form, very, very happy with this performance so far. Moff and Koei having a flip to spend on defense. Leo Leon about to have one themselves. So, very good situation that return to form are in, and at this point, it really is. They just have to close it out. They've taken these 2 sets very nicely after a little bit of struggle in the beginning, but they are firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, what a precise strike to the side of the barrier. They have the water cannon activated, but Bells is winning the interactions necessary to even up the barrier count. Leo Leon in position, perfectly angled to the top side, gets it around the pillar, gets it through A, and they're 1 goal away from locking at least 5th place tiebreakers, at least getting into playoffs without tiebreakers.
Absolutely. Here we go. Could be the last point for return to form. Got a Vaughn with a potential flip, but the question is, how much is that going to do for them?
Oh, and the answer is not enough here. The flip doesn't come up in time, and now the water cannon is activated. Vaughn gets away, but the offense is just not getting there for Hungry Like Nephew. Hungry Boy around the world, getting KO'd by Bells, is looking for a strike where, but Muffin doesn't lose those. Now Bells and A. They're looking forward, looking to get in position here, but not quite. The the Quangle, not enough to take out Leo either, and he had the recovery drone regardless. Now Hungry Boy boosting in and just dying. What was that?
He came in, he boosted, and the pillar was just like, no. Your name is George of the Jungle for now. You are not getting through that. I am a tree. No. And yeah, it is Hungry Like Nephew taking advantage. I putting it in, giving them a little bit of a very, very welcome breather.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if Return to Form can laugh it off and get it done here. Leo Leon's getting the core in quite well, but Bells, you gotta watch out now. Bells is the stacks fully stacked up, and that's a speedy lizard.
Yeah, that is going to be concerning. Watch out when that guy disappears. Oh, heck, when he comes straight into your face. That's another one for Bells. Bells has been on a bit of a rampage, honestly, despite, you know, the losing here. And that might be corrected very quickly. I am Bells menacing on the front. Banish comes out. Crater Maker comes out to try and clear up some space, but Bells refusing to let things go. On the other hand, very, very dangerous situation. Staggered. There we are. Leo Leon, after the barrier take, just pokes it in and Return to Form. Very, very, very no doubt happy with that performance. They are, like you said, I believe 5th place now, locked and locked.
Yeah, 5th, 6th technically. There could be a tiebreaker for that, but they're locked into playoffs with no tiebreakers. So
there we go.
Yeah, a weight off their shoulders with that win. And now we wait to see what happens with the final 2 series. But what a performance from all 3 members of Return to Form.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I will admit it, they kind of surprised me with how well they absolutely did against Hungry Like Nephew, but they took control, and there were only very scarce few moments that it seemed like they were in danger of like losing a set or losing a point. So props to them.
Yep. Very, very well done. And we'll see how it ends up panning out the rest of these playoffs. But before that, we have a bit of replays and yeah, Hungry Like Nephew. Interesting comp, I will say, on Inky Splash Zone. Didn't end up working out, but we saw signs of life, right? Especially with that KO pressure from Bells, but it just didn't mesh together, it feels like.
Yeah, it was just a bit of an issue. Really, a lot of Hungry Like Nephews, you know, like offense was kind of on the back of Bells, I feel, with Vaughn kind of having the support from essentially like from the net, you know. They were constantly in the backfield trying to play defense, and like you said, it didn't quite work out.
Yep. Well, we're gonna head to a short break, and then we'll be back for EKC versus PPL. Many teams' playoff chances depend on these final 2 matches. The Bozo Bunch are really hoping that PPL or Weeb win here, or both. Actually, I'm not sure how exactly that works out, but Bozo is definitely hoping that EKC and Dubu don't win, because if they both win, there are no tiebreakers, and I'm free. Speaking of free, though, free our Prime subscriptions on Twitch. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Goodbye. We'll be right back.